Welcome to the program. I'm Mark Imperial. This segment's being brought to you by booksgrowbusiness.com. It's the place where busy entrepreneurs, professionals, and business owners publish to grow their businesses and to leave a legacy. We're doing a series of remarkable spotlights on people, places, and things across the country and in your town. Joining me on this segment is Angela Brown. She's the founder of Savvy Cleaner. Angela, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here today.
Angela, tell us a little bit about what Savvy Cleaner is, what it's all about, and the types of folks that you help.
Savvy Cleaner is a business that helps cleaning business owners start and grow and scale a cleaning business. And so it's for house cleaners and maids, and we are now all across the world.
That is terrific, because I've always wondered for many years, as I mentioned to you before we came on, like there's got to be a right way to do things or a better way to do things. And I never knew who actually trained this sort of thing. Tell me, Angela, the folks that you help, what is their number one challenge? These cleaning service owners or people wanting to get into business, what is the biggest challenge that they have to get in the business and do it right?
Well, I think it goes back to a lot of small business startup issues. There are a lot of small business owners that don't have a plan when they start. And because the house cleaning industry is a low barrier to entry business, a lot of house cleaners just jump in, and then there are some gaps. And it's not that they did anything wrong. It's just that they forgot a couple of steps that they didn't know they were supposed to do. And so where we really shine is we are really spectacular at troubleshooting where they've fallen through the cracks, and we can help them make those patches and then, get back to ground zero and then boost their business.
So this is more than just the operations of how to clean something. This is really goes deep into the how to run the business.
Well, we cover all different kinds of topics, from how to run a business to the training and the certifications, which are, your pH levels for chemicals and what surfaces to clean on and how to clean toilets and deep cleaning versus maintenance cleaning. And we do cover all of that. But there's also a segment that we do that is for the business owner on the nuances of difficult customers, and when it's time to walk away from a difficult customer, or when it's time to kind of rein a rogue employee back to focus. So we cover a lot of the basics that, excuse me, are, nuts and bolts, but also, stuff you need to know in order to be successful in your business.
You brought up an interesting point. You mentioned pH levels and chemicals. After all, it is chemistry. So that leads me to think that there are a lot of misconceptions out there in the world of cleaning, like, oh, it's just cleaning. Everybody knows how to clean. Like, what are some of the biggest misconceptions that you've heard out there that people might hold about starting and running a cleaning business?
Well, one of the things that really bothers me the most, and it's not just a misconception as it is just misinformation. A lot of house cleaning company owners think that they can save some money by mixing their own chemical solutions. And my argument is, you are not a chemist. You did not go to school to be a chemist. You clean houses. There are chemists that have gone through 4 years of schooling. They've spent 7 years in a lab. Please let them create the chemicals that you use, because they're tried and proved and tested versus whatever it is you're mixing up in your kitchen. And there are toxic fumes that you can create from mixing your own chemicals and not knowing what you're doing. And so we're real big on reading and learning the safety data sheets and the hazards that come along with that. And really, just if you're going to be a professional, you need to run your business like a professional, not like, a homespun do-it-yourselfer that's just kind of winging it.
Right on. So you mentioned a few things earlier, like rogue employees, the difficult client or customer. Are there other like pitfalls or big mistakes that you've seen out there that can be avoided or should be avoided? What are some of the big ones?
Well, one of the biggest ones is because the house cleaning industry is a pay-as-you-go business. Like, you go clean today, you get paid today. One of the biggest challenges is house cleaners say, oh, I got paid today. Look at all this money I got today. And then they run out and they spend it without realizing that we have to stretch this money through the lean times. Because in the event that a customer cancels, and it has happened a lot during the COVID era, if a customer cancels, you may not have that income that you were counting on. And so instead of getting all, wigged out and going, oh, somebody canceled on me, we have to realize that the money that we earn today has to stretch through those other times. And so one of the biggest challenges that I see for startup business owners is not knowing their numbers. And they don't know what their chemicals are costing, how much of their chemicals that they're using, what it costs to scale and add another employee, add another vehicle, add the cleaning supplies for that extra employee, and then how to make the money that they earn today stretch and cover all of those bases.
Cleaning businesses must be awfully competitive, with a lot of people thinking, "Oh, I'm just going to start up a cleaning company." And whether they know what they know or they don't know what they don't know, there are a lot of people starting them up. What is the best way for someone to stand out in a crowded market in their local area?
Well, it comes down to marketing and branding, which is, your specialty here. And you got to decide what it is that you offer and what it is that you're selling. And then you got to be number one at it. You've got to be the very best at what you do. Lots of house cleaning companies fail because it is a low barrier to entry business. And so they think they're just going to jump in and they're going to just, run a business. But along with that comes, you've got to be bonded and insured. If you have employees, you've got workman's comp. There's a whole bunch of stuff you need to know in order to run a business and treat it like a business. And that's my argument. You got to run it like a business. Businesses make us money and hobbies cost us money. And there are a lot of house cleaning companies that are running their businesses like hobbies, and then they can't figure out why they're not in business 90 days, 120 days from now.
And oftentimes hobbies are money losing hobbies. So that's a challenge. Angela, you have a ton of information here. Tell us a little bit about how you got started. Like what inspired you to get in this industry and then become a luminary and a trainer, a thought leader in the cleaning business?
Well, I started a cleaning business back in 1991, and I was waiting tables at a restaurant. And one of the managers that worked there started a cleaning business and asked me to come help her. And within one day, I realized we were not a good fit for each other because she cut corners and she was kind of sloppy in her work. And I knew that was not the way to stay in business long term. But we earned $150 that day. And I was like, whoa, wait a second. I can make more money cleaning than I can waiting tables. And I started my own business the next day, not having any idea what it took to run a business. And I realized very quickly that I had a sense of success in the business, but I needed a lot more information. So I started taking evening classes and learning about management and money and learning about employees and how to hire employees and the business elements of the business. I also learned that if you're going to do something over and over and over again, we need to work smart, not hard. And so for me, it meant creating systems that I could count on every single day and then maximize those systems so that as I hired someone new, they weren't reinventing the wheel at every house they were cleaning. They were just following the system. And that made it very easy for if somebody quit or moved on, I could replace them with someone else. And the homeowner would never know that someone new had come in. Everyone was following the exact same system. And so as we started doing that, it became very successful and companies started hiring me from all across the globe. Will you fly in and teach our people how to do what you're doing? And I had a 500-mile radius where I won't teach you if you live 500 miles because I didn't want them to compete with me. But I would fly to other cities and I would train those cleaning companies. And back in 2015, we had a life-changing event. We had a troubled teenager come to live with us. And she was dysfunctional and destructive and violent and suicidal. And it took 24/7 care to take care of her. And during that time, I had to make a decision between my cleaning business or my training. And I could do the training if I did it online exclusively. And I did not know online. And so I had to make a pivot in my business. I sold my cleaning company at the end of 2015, and I moved my business online, not knowing what that meant. And so since then, I've been working nonstop to learn the internet and how that works.
Wow. So, speaking of internet, for example, do these types of cleaning businesses benefit from the internet in itself as far as their marketing and branding, or is it really still just a very, cottage industry that works locally with the old fashioned kind of print marketing? How does internet marketing and social media fit today?
Well, it used to be when I started my business, we didn't have websites and all we had for marketing was direct mail and yellow page ads. And so that takes me way back, So in the last few years, we've gotten very popular online with social proof and websites and Facebook pages, business pages, LinkedIn pages. So I would say you cannot run a business today without the social proof for the reason that everyone else in the world is online. And so when you say, I have a cleaning business, they're going to jump online and they're going to try to find you. whether it's Google or it's Yelp or wherever, they're going to try to find you. They want to know who's the person that's coming to my house. They want to see what you look like. They want to see other things like, oh, there's a picture of Mark with his dog. And then they're going to go, oh, he would be a great house cleaner because I have a dog too, right? They want to make connections with you. And I don't think that was necessary 20, 30 years ago, but I think it's absolutely necessary today. So if you don't have the internet down today, you're going to miss out to the companies that do.
Really sage advice. Angela, for folks listening that either have a cleaning business or have always wanted to start one and could definitely use your guidance, how do they connect with you, find out, and learn more?
Well, we have a website called savvycleaner.com. That's where all of our paid training is. And we also have a daily YouTube show and podcast called Ask a House Cleaner. So you can find us on YouTube or any of your favorite podcast apps.
Angela, this has been terrific, fascinating insights, and I appreciate your time sharing with my listeners today. I wish it continued success for you, for Savvy Cleaner, and for all of your clients.
Well, thank you. This has been fun. Let's do it again.
That was Angela Brown, founder of Savvy Cleaner. And this segment's been brought to you by booksgrowbusiness.com. It's the place where busy entrepreneurs, professionals, and business owners publish to grow their businesses and to leave a legacy. That's all for now. I'm Mark Imperial, and thanks for tuning in.